Hey, thank you for coming by. No, just a second. Just, I need to make a note of something before I forget. You know how it is. You get right in the middle of something. And if you don't make a note of it, it just, yeah, it's been one of those days. So, okay. 12, 87, 674, 22. Okay. Oh, no. No, I'm glad you came by. You came by at the perfect time. Now, have a seat. Have a seat. I do have somebody coming in at 2 o'clock, but that's okay. We have plenty of time. Great. So, wonderful. So, how are you liking it so far? Oh, that's understandable. Well, you've only been here, what now? 2 weeks. See, I remember when I was in your shoes, when I was new here. Do you find that most people here are good about helping you with questions and concerns that you have? Excellent, excellent. Well, you know, if you do have any issues, I would talk to Barbara about that because she's really good at helping with that. I mean, just if there are any misunderstandings about anything. Yeah, so you brought some stuff that you were having some issues with? Oh, no, that is no problem. Let me see what you got. I like this folder. This is plastic. Where did you get this? It's beautiful. Wow. That's so pretty. Decomposition. This is nice, and it's made out of 85% post-consumer waste recycled. That's really, well, that was something I was gonna tell you. Now look, you did not hear this from me, okay? Now listen, if you want the primo, I mean like the top-notch office supplies, don't talk to Kevin, okay? Kevin gives you crap. Kevin gives you garbage. He gives you the old stuff that people left behind when they were right-sized and are no longer part of the family. You know, well, we have to go clean their desks out. And when we do that, we find super old highlighters, little things of post-it notes, pens, markers, things like that. Kevin is going to give you that crap because he's trying to use it up, but a lot of it is so old it doesn't work anymore. Like the post-it notes have no sticky stuff, the markers are dried out, even somehow the paper clips are rusty. I don't know how they get rusty, but they do. Don't go to Kevin. Look, you did not hear this from me. What you do is, okay, wait for Kevin to go to lunch. He goes to lunch at 12 o'clock sharp every day. Every single day. He goes in that single-use bathroom in there, and he's in there for the whole hour. I do not know what goes on in there. I do not want to know what goes on in there. All I know is when he comes out, you want to stay out of there for at least an hour. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, wait for him to go to lunch, right? Go into the mailroom. You want to find Ryan. Do you know Ryan? Ryan is going to give you the primo office supplies. He's going to give you the brand new stuff. He'll give you the good quality pens. Yeah, they reserve this for the executive staff. He'll give you good quality materials, okay? But you did not hear that from me. That's all I will say about that. But I imagine, though, you've been here for 2 weeks. You probably have your desk pretty well set up by now. But in the future, I'm just saying, 12 to 1 o'clock, Ryan. And then don't go in that single-use bathroom for at least an hour beyond 1 o'clock. Just avoid it. Lesson learned on that one. All right. Do you mind if I take a peek in here? I didn't want to. Is there anything in here? Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. All right. Let me see. What do we have? Oh, we have some forms. Okay. Okay. No, I don't mind that a bit. Now, are these HR forms? Okay. Well, I can see that these are. Let's start with these, okay. All right. So, well, you're going to want to have these turned in. I would say at least, at the latest, I would have these turned in by the end of the week. And no, that's okay. That's okay. I just want to show you a few things here, okay? Now, in this section here where it has your address, see, oh no, it's your home address. Because I see here you have the business's address. Oh no, that's no problem. I'm just going to mark this out. Oh no, you can write all over these because see, then we will enter everything into the system and it will just be in the database. So it doesn't really matter how we do things on here. Gonna mark that out. Cool. Do you want me to write it on here for you? All right. No, go ahead. We've got plenty of room. 417. Is that all one word? Okay. Court. Nice. Apartment 3C. Okay. Nice. And what is your zip code over there? Excellent. No, that's good enough. So I'm going to put that there. And then for the phone number, I see you have your office phone number. They're actually looking for like if you have a home phone number or a cell phone number. Do you want to do... No, that's okay. I don't have a landline either. I just gave them my cell phone number. So I'm going to just put here that this is your cell phone number. And what's your zip code? 3. Okay. 6. 4. Excellent. So that is your cell. Could give them that. So I'm just marking out the business phone number. No, it's okay. Who told you that? I just figured it'd be Teresa. Look, can I tell you something about Teresa? Just between the two of us. Now, I'm not here to stir up anything. But look, Teresa is just one of these people. And I want you to just listen and don't take this personally. Teresa is one of these people that no matter what you ask her, she acts like it's just this big imposition and you're really putting her out and she has an attitude about it. She's that way with everybody. So if she treated you... Did she really say that? That's Teresa. Yeah, that sounds exactly like... And the eye roll. Yeah, oh, I know, the eye roll. Well, look. Here's what I want you to remember about Teresa. First of all, she treats everybody like that. She really gets under everybody's skin around here. The only reason I think she has a job is because she's the niece of one of the board members. Oh, she totally is, yeah. It's like a very well-known thing, but we all act like it's a secret or something. Like we don't know. We all know. She's his niece. And I think that's why she has a job here. I mean, she's not qualified at all, but she acts like she's God's gift to this company. But all she does is irritate people. She doesn't even know how to make copies on the copier. Like, who doesn't know how to do that? Oh, I'll show you later. No, well, you're new. I mean, you're not supposed to understand everything. And quite frankly, that copier can be pretty ornery sometimes. Don't even worry about it. But, you know, she is supposed to be a resource, as we all are. We are all supposed to pitch in and help new people without the attitude. And she knows that. Like, HR has spoken to her about that in the past. But she seems to kind of forget that, you know, she's not God's gift to this company, even though she thinks she is. And we're all supposed to kiss her butt for some reason and feel sorry for her because she's so busy all the time. But all she ever does is walk around and talk about how busy she is. She has all this time to talk about how she has no time to get anything done. I'm like, you've been talking for a half hour. You could have gotten a lot done in a half hour. But look, that is her problem, okay? It is not you. You're not asking stupid questions. No, and I cannot believe I can't believe she said that. Did she literally say your questions were stupid? They're not. They listen. She's got her butt up on her shoulders, and she is just so full of herself. Just ignore her, okay? Look, if you have any future questions, just come ask me, okay? My door is always open. I'm in the office No, I don't work remote. I'm in here every day. So if you ever have any issues, whether you're in the office or not, like if you're working from home one day, you can just pick up the phone and call me, or do the, the WebEx thing. We can talk that way, or, by email or whatever. Don't even mess with Teresa. I mean, just don't. Because I don't want her to ruin your day and bring you down. Remember this about her and anybody like her. They were new once too. There was a time that they were new and they didn't know all this stuff either. And people helped them, but they're not willing to do the same. So that really speaks more to their character than it does to you. Your questions are completely normal. You're just starting to get familiar with the company and the procedures, and there's a lot to learn. So, no. This paperwork is totally okay. Don't even worry about it. I see you have some questions here about customer codes. Yeah, we'll talk about that. It's good that you're making notes. I can see that you've made some good notes there. And we're going to look up some of these codes, okay? Because I see that you have a question about the 682. I'll tell you about those. So I'm going to make a note of that right now. The 682 codes, they're kind of confusing. Well, Teresa's stupid. I mean, you didn't hear that from me, but she doesn't understand the 682 codes either. For 6 months, she kept putting them on her forms as the 628 codes, and it was throwing off accounting, and she kept saying they were the problem. And there was a whole big dust up over it, and a vase got broken, and then she had to go to HR. But then, from what I understand, one of the ladies in accounting got in trouble, and she wasn't even part of it, but they won't punish Teresa because of who she is. She's the niece of, so we can't hold her accountable for anything. It's absolutely infuriating. But just remember that all these people, if you ever deal with somebody in life and they act like they're just so put out because you have questions because you're new, they were new at one point too, and they had to go through the same stuff. They didn't always know all the stuff they know now. And if they won't help you the way they were helped when they started, well, that just shows what kind of person they are. So, but I just want you to know that whatever questions you have, you can always come to me. I've been here forever. I'm like a fixture here. I've been here for a long time. And I've helped a lot of people, so I don't mind a bit. Okay, now let's see. So we've got your contact information here. Okay, and for the person for the emergency, I see that you put down your is that your brother? I can't quite brother. Let me write that down. No, it's just not quite clear. Let me just put this down. Okay. I think the rest of that looks pretty good. I'm just going to set that aside. All right. Now let's see here. We have your is this what is this? You want to take some time off? PTO? Okay, paid time off. Well, there's this little section here, and it's not just you. Like, a lot of people forget to fill this out. Now, when you put this down, you're going to want to check this box. Now, are you an 8-hour-a-day person? You're going to want to check, look here. You're going to want to check this box right here. See where it says has this 8? Well, it's not really clear, but you want to just make sure you want to indicate that, because some people are 7.5-hour-a-day people and some are 8. So if you're 8, just put that there. So you're asking for, what is that, the first week of August? Okay, the whole week. Now we're going to want to put a 5 right here for the number of days. Full 8. which means they're not like half days or anything like that. You're taking a full day off. Now, you do know if you take, let's see, I've been here 2 weeks. By August, you will probably go into the negative on your PTO. They did explain that. Okay, good. You can definitely do that. I actually had the same thing happen when I started here because I already had a vacation planned and booked and everything. And it was like 3 weeks after I started working here. But they were very gracious. They were very nice. They let me go into the negative so I could still take my vacation with my family, which was really nice. If you could just, right here, if you could just initial this, because the HR is going to ask you to initial that you understand that you're going to have to go into the negative. I don't know the exact amount. It's probably going to be at least 3 or 4 days you're going to go into the negative because you have your 90-day probationary period, and PTO does not accrue at the normal rate during that 90 days. You do accrue a little bit, but it's accrued at a different rate. But after your 90-day probationary period, it will accelerate, and you will get, I'm going to write this in the margin for you. After that, you get 6.75 hours every pay period. Just something to keep in mind. So you will be in the negative, but you will build that up very quickly, and you will get out of the negative provided you don't take any further time off, which I know sometimes that's unavoidable, but it's just kind of awkward when you first start because you don't really have any PTO. So if you would just initial right here, that you understand, right? Okay. All right. So let me take a look at this. Right. The rest of that looks pretty good. Okay. Got your, what is this? Your 401k. I'm going to put today's date on here. Are you turning these in today? I would take them to Sally. Sally is really sweet. She's like 2 seconds away from retirement. She keeps saying she's going to retire and then she doesn't. She's really nice. Sally. So you want to take these to Sally because she's really good about getting everything in there. I'll just, hold on a second, let me take a look at these percentages. Okay, 2, 2, 2, 12. And you want that effective immediately, so again, I'm going to put today's date. They just like to have all their I's dotted and all their T's crossed on the paperwork. And you also have a signature down here that you, right there. If you just, can you just sign this for me right here? Excellent. And Miss Sally will be more than happy to help. She'll take a look over these two to make sure everything looks good. TPS reports. Oh boy, TPS reports. Yes, I am unfortunately very familiar with TPS reports. The most important thing to remember about your TPS reports is your cover sheet. Did you get the memo about that? I think it went around last week. So the new memo that went out was updated about the cover sheets for TPS reports. It's very important. People typically in a rush tend to forget the cover sheet. The cover sheet is the most important aspect of the TPS report. It's really kind of incomplete without it. So you want to make sure you remember your cover sheet. Do you need a copy? If you need a copy of that memo, well, let me just give you another one. I know it doesn't hurt to have an extra. I'm gonna put a copy of that memo with your paperwork, just as an extra. You can never know enough about your cover sheets. Yeah. I'm just making a note here indicating that I reminded you of the cover sheets. Every time I do that, every time I remind a fellow coworker of their cover sheets, I get a $5 bonus on my paycheck. So I'm going to put in this code here, 3628, in accounting will put that in, and now I'll get my $5. So every little bit helps. All right, let's got that. And then what do we have here? Oh no, I see that. That I'm not really sure. You do have a nice chart here. Did you make this? It's nice. It's very good. Oh, well done. A pivot table. I'm jealous. I don't quite understand pivot tables. They kind of scare me a little bit. They're doing some training on that though next month. If you're gonna, if you're gonna have some availability. If you look online on the intranet, the company's intranet, yeah. Look on the Teams page because there's going to be some training on pivot tables and other Excel aspects next month. I think it's the second week of July they're going to be offering those trainings. It's going to be virtual, so you don't have to go to the classroom or anything like that. A lot of times we typically try to plan those around lunchtime. Yeah, that way you don't have to be bothered with a nice relaxing lunch. You can sit there and learn things off the clock. We like it that way. Let me look this up really quick because I'm not sure. 36. Oh, wait a minute. So if you are looking at Tuesday, I don't think that's correct. No, it's not your fault at all. Okay, look here at the screen. Do you see that? I'm going to adjust this because this becomes 41, and I'm going to put it in this column. So this is just a printout. Excellent. This one right here is going to be 41. You see, let's look at this together. Now you have 40. I'm going to need you to add an additional column right here, and we're going to call that case numbers. And right here it's going to be blank until you get down to this row, and I want you to start with 41. And then you're just going to go on down with it. You can use automatic numbering. It might be better to do it manually because sometimes I find that the automatic numbering, it's like it gets thrown off a little bit. So I want you to just add in a column for case numbers because I don't see one here. And then you're going to need another one for the date. And the date, you're going to have to go back and look at the item number. You're going to need the last order date. So for that column, I would put in the header, I would just put last order date. Now that date, you can find that very easily if you go into the database right here. Like see right here we have this field, and you're going to just go over to where you can put in the item number. See, like for example, if I put in this here 362008, look at that, the line, you see it pops up right here, the last order date. That was May 28th, 2025. So that is the date that you would put in. The format of the date doesn't really matter as long as it's consistent throughout the chart. That's the only thing. It just needs to be formatted consistently throughout. So wherever you have a date, it should be written out the same way throughout the chart. But they don't really care how you do it. They're not like sticklers in that way. Okay. No, I think this looks really good. Who helped you? Who helped you with this? She's pretty good. I'm kind of surprised she didn't put in these columns though. I wonder if there's a reason they were left out. Let me send her an email really quick. I got a question about that. Oh no, it's not you at all. I'm just, see, I missed the last quarterly meeting. I didn't want to go. I wanted to go to the movies. So I told them I was sick, and I just went off and went to the movies while they had their meeting. I was sitting there enjoying hot butter popcorn while they were going over the stuff. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. You ever just have a day where you just can't? Like you just can't. I had a day where I'm just going to ask really quick. Case numbers and the order date. Do you want me to copy you on this? I'm going to copy you on this. No, don't worry about it. You're not going to get in. Why would you get in trouble? No, I'm the one asking. I'm looping you in so you can see what is said about it. So are you going to be at the next quarterly meeting? You probably will be. I will send you a calendar invite for that. The regular one has already gone out, but I will send you a separate one just so you can know when it is. And I think if you can attend, I think it would be good. They're usually not very long. They're usually only about a half hour or so. And sometimes there are snacks, if I remember to order them. Okay. So, do we need to include case numbers and last order date? I think that's it. Just those two. And these reports. Okay. So maybe we'll get an answer on that. All right. So we're going to just not worry about that. But if you would, just for now anyway, when you get back to your desk, if you would just put in these columns just for now, and if the decision has been made not to include them, we can always take them out later. Oh yeah, I see that. Okay, let me set this over here. So now you had a question about this code here, 682. The 682 is really just kind of a prefix. A lot of our codes start with 682. It is not 628, even though Teresa thought for the longest time that it was. Like, how do you make a mistake like that? You claim to know everything, but you don't know how to put 3 numbers in the correct order. I did not say that. So, oh, you know what I heard too? Well, you weren't here for this, but there was a bit of a salary freeze for a couple of years. They said they could either freeze everyone's salary and not do increases, or they would have to downsize and let some people go. So they decided to do a freeze, supposedly. Well, somebody told me they happened to just catch a glimpse of Teresa's information. She got a raise both years. There were 2 years nobody was supposed to get a raise. She got a raise both years of like 3% per year. I know. I will never understand how it is that some people just, it's like they can do no wrong. I mean, I don't understand. Everywhere I've ever worked, there was always at least one person who could just do no wrong. Like they were just, I mean, people like just bowed at their feet like, what for? Why is this person so special? No, certainly not because of her work. I can tell you that from personal experience. It is not her work, okay? So, yeah, just in the future, if you have any questions. Oh, I know she said come to her with questions. See, that way she can verbally abuse you. I think she enjoys belittling people and trying to make them feel like, you know, well, why don't you know that yet? You should know that. You've been here long enough to know that. You've only been here 2 weeks. Okay. I think some people, when they've been in for a job for a long time, they forget that there are all these little things that people don't know, and you have to learn them. Just little stuff that no one is going to tell you about. Your training is not going to tell you that the boss's cat hangs out in this office, and she just wanders around and just goes to whoever's office she wants to. And so we all keep little treats and things for her. She has her own litter box in the bathroom. There's a little cat door on the bathroom door. But she won't go in that single-use bathroom after Kevin's been in there. Do not go in there. That is all I can say. I cannot stress that enough. There are all these little things that you have to learn working here. And you can't just pick them up by osmosis in the air. But some people just have no empathy and they have no heart. And they don't remember that, they had to learn all these things too. And people helped them when they needed it. But they're not willing to do the same. So I know she said come to her with questions. Don't go to her with questions. Like, you can talk to me. You can talk to Miss Sally. Miss Sally is very sweet. She's very patient. She's not going to give you a hard time. If you have accounting questions, she can help you. Billing, sometimes she can help with billing stuff. And if she doesn't have the answer, she can get it for you. She will find out the answer and let you know. And she's not going to make you feel like you're putting her out or causing a problem, because you're not. You're not. You have to have this information to do your job. So, it is our job as fellow coworkers, it's our job to help you get the information that you need so you can do your job. We are going to help you help us, you know what I mean? And then one day, before you know it, time will go by really fast, and you'll have been here like 2 years, and you'll be helping other people learn stuff. And, it's like the circle of life, but not as majestic as it was in The Lion King. You're just basically, making copies and sending emails all day. But time will go really fast, and you won't believe it. All right. So look here. Do you see these numbers? They go down in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But you get down here, and you notice it jumps to 921. Do you see what happens here? Now that is where you get into miscellaneous stuff like publications, presentations. We have the intranet committee, and so it kind of jumps, and it jumps straight down. But those first 3 numbers are not going to change, okay? So, but whatever code you're looking for, you just want to come down this list, and this list is very comprehensive. I see here that you've written down some extra codes. Oh, that's very good. You've already got some extras. Nice. Now, but these here, these 46 ones, now these are for expenses that you're going to be writing off. Now, that is going to have a different prefix, going to have different numbers at the beginning. So you just want to keep an eye on that. That's going to be like 998 for most of those. But that's not something that you'll probably have to deal with very often. Oh, we got your phone set up. Now, do you have your phone set up at your desk? This is a very nice little thing here that gives you all the information on setting up your phone. Like, you can look back at your previous calls. That's going to be this button here. You're just going to click on that, and you have it display. And then once you've reviewed all your received calls, you can just click here to delete, just kind of erase that notification. Got your volume, your dial pad, of course. The phone is very easy to clean. It actually has this plastic layer, and there's a little tab on the side. You can lift it up to clean it, and then it just kind of lays back down. It's very nice. Now, calling out, you want to dial 1 to get out. So whatever number you're dialing, if you're calling outside of the company, dial 1, and then the area code, and then the number. If you're dialing internally, we all have that 4-digit number. And if you need me to, I can come over to your desk later, and we can just do some practice stuff. Like if you want to do a practice call or something like that, we actually have a little number that you can do like a test. Just like a little test thing. Okay, and that looks like an email from Melissa. Okay, now these are additional forms. She mentioned some forms in this email. Do you see these here, these attachments? Do you have copies of those? You'll want to print out copies of these and make sure that you complete them, and you're going to want to return those to Melissa if you haven't already, because she's going to need to input that information. Well, let me check. We can check and see if it's been submitted. I know it seems like since you started here, you've had like 1 million forms to fill out. There are so many forms. Oh my gosh. Well, if you're allergic to cats, her name is Pumpkin. When she comes around, just She hates loud noises, and I'm not saying to scare her off, but maybe sneeze really loud and she'll run away. Oh, she's just a very skittish cat. I'm not allergic to cats, so she doesn't bother me. So she'll come and hang out in my office sometimes. I'm gonna look up. Do you mind if I pull up your information right now? Because we can actually look and see if these forms have been submitted. These from Melissa. Okay. So what is your date of birth? All right. And your middle initial? Okay. We have Form 98B, 1080B. We have two of them. Two of them have been submitted. Oh, there's the other one right there. 1080C is in there too. And they are all marked as completed. So it does look like you've already done that. So if I were you, I would hang on to this email just as a reference. But I'm going to write on here all forms completed. So you will know that you've done whatever you needed to do. Okay. So you don't need to worry about that anymore. So that is all done. And that should be all that you need for her. Okay, I gave you that memo for the TPS reports. Excellent. I think that takes care of just about everything in your folder. I'm going to make sure I give you these. Sorry. I'm going to make sure I give you these back. Were there any other questions that you had for me at this point? We actually do, and that's coming up. You didn't miss it. They do staff appreciation here. It's usually around mid-July, and we will have like a big picnic outside. It's just outside in the courtyard, and they have a different company cater it every year. Last year we had a barbecue, and it was really good. And oh, it's always great. It's usually on like a Thursday, because a lot of us are in the office on Thursdays. So they figured it would be a good day because a lot of people are remote earlier in the week, and Fridays a lot of people work remotely. But yeah, that's coming up. So we'll get a nice meal, and usually they will give us a gift like a thermos or like a jacket or something like that. It's usually just a little something like that, and then we will get stuff like a little stress ball. It has like the company logo on it, but they give it to us as appreciation so we can advertise the company for free, I guess. And then they'll make a speech, like the powers that be, like the higher ups usually come and make a speech when we have our free meal and tell us how much they appreciate us and all that stuff, and how well the company's doing because of us and stuff. They kind of say the same stuff every year. I think they just copy and paste it every year and just reuse the same speech and just have a different person do it. It's basically the same every year. You know, you're wonderful, we love you, here's your stress ball, you know, have a nice lunch, and then they take off and go golfing or something. I don't know what they do. Whatever it is they do. Well, they're not in the office a whole lot. Oh, they have offices, trust me. They have the corner offices, but they're almost never here. Their desks get so dusty because they're never here. And the cleaning people don't clean their offices very often or very thoroughly. But hey, I figure as long as I have a job, I'm not going to worry about what they do. So, oh yeah, let me give you this back. So, well, I have to say I've heard really good things about you so far. I have. Linda thinks the world of you because, you know, you came along and you took a lot of work off her plate, which was really good because she has just been so overwhelmed with work. She was thinking about quitting because she was so stressed. And I haven't heard her mention that since you came. So you really took off. I mean, like as soon as you were here, you just came in and you were ready to do whatever needed to be done. And I just want you to know it has not gone unnoticed. Linda loves you. She was talking about you the other day, about how good you are. at what you're doing. And Robert is very happy. Well, he's not one to go around. You know, he's not. Robert's nice, but he's not somebody to really express much in the way of positive stuff. Now, he's quick with the criticism, but when it's something good, he kind of holds on to it. But he did say that you were very efficient, which for Robert, that is a heck of a compliment. He said you were very efficient and punctual. You're efficient and punctual. So those are two really important things to him. So that was good to hear. So overall, from what I can tell, I know it's only been 2 weeks, but it seems like you're doing great. So if you have any doubt about, you know, how things are going, I mean, just from what I've seen and what I've heard, it sounds like you're doing great. Now, at the end of your 90 days, you will have a 90-day performance evaluation. And typically it's very brief. I will not be the one doing that, but I'm not sure. It would probably be Claire. It will either be Claire. It would probably be Claire or Michelle, but I'm not sure which. But anyway, it'll be very quick. And any input they've gotten from team members, they'll go over that. Anything that you need to work on, they'll go over that. And then they will move you, no doubt, they're going to move you from probationary to just, you know, standard, like regular. You won't be on probation anymore. So I don't think you're going to have any trouble. I mean, if you keep working and doing things like you have for the last 2 weeks, I think it'd be really good. Yeah. So I know sometimes when you're new, you can feel like it feels kind of isolating, like you're all on your own and you're stranded on an island and everybody around you seems to know what they're doing and you feel like you don't know what's going on. We've all been there. I've been there 2 years ago. I was there when I took over this new position. I felt like I didn't know what was going on. But now it's like I could do it in my sleep. I probably do it in my sleep. I probably do paperwork while I'm sleeping. I don't know, but I know what it feels like to be new in a role, in a task, and to have to kind of learn as you go. And it does feel kind of lonely sometimes, but you're not alone. You have plenty of people here who want to help you, just not Teresa. So, but we won't worry about her. Like, that's her problem. There's a Teresa no matter where you work. There's a Teresa. Don't worry about her. She's just being Teresa. So, but there are plenty of people here that are very glad that you're here. I'm so glad they hired you. Know, I was in on your interview. Do you remember? I was in on that Zoom call, and I really hoped that they would pick you, and I was so glad they did. So, yeah, you're doing great. You're doing absolutely great. So keep up the good work. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to come to me or, you know, anybody but Teresa, and we will happily help you out. Okay, well, don't forget your folder. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon.